Hello and welcome back to Rambling About Wrestling. I have a crystal ball and today I'm going to share the results with you as I'm going to predict the Progress unboxing card for their December 28th show. Now the gimmick of unboxing is that there are no matches announced, except sometimes there is one match announced or a wrestler announced. But this year they've been quite good because as of the time of recording, which is about 2 hours before this video premieres on YouTube, it's a fast turnaround here at Rambling About Wrestling, just because I fancied it because of Samuel's booking the other day. Thought, if he can do a good job, I probably can too. So, yeah, the gimmick is that they've not announced a single name this year, single match, and I'm going to try and predict what the matches will be, starting off with our opening contest after Jerry Bakewell says some very funny lines, points at everyone watching on Triller Plus, and calls them a pervert. It's a fun gimmick they got. A bell rings in our opening contest, and standing in the ring is True Grit, Connor Mills, Connor Mills, True Grit, True Real Shit, all that stuff, against his tag team partner in Progress of Diamond Eyes, Nico Angelo. I know they're the tag champs, but they've been champions that have imploded. I mean, Sanity did it last year, I want to say. Or it might have been the year before. And I know for a fact that they fought for the Atlas Championship. But I think they were tag team champions at the time as well. I could be wrong. But yeah, this would just be good because I want to see Connor Mills versus Nico Angelo in a Progress ring. Why not? Why the hell not? And I'd have Mills win because I really like Connor Mills and I want to see the Jawbreaker Lariat being hit as many times as possible. Doesn't matter whether it's Nigel or Connor Mills. Let's move on to our next contest though. Alexis Falcon taking on Kanji. Both are coming off big wins. Last time they stepped foot in a Progress ring, Alexis Falcon beat Ryu Yamashita in a banger, I've heard, and also Kanji ridded Nina Samuels from a Progress ring, and I don't believe we've seen her since. A lot of speculation in this video, of course, but I just think they've put on a very good match. Alexis Falcon's proved she can hang, an enjoyable wrestler, great technical wrestler. So yeah, I don't see why not. Chuck him in there, and perhaps if this is a canon show, which it's often debated whether the show is officially canon to the Progress universe, make it a #1 contenders match for the Women's Championship. Although I do have the Women's Championship defended later on in the card. But first, the greatest team, Sunshine Machine, TK Cooper and Chuck Mambo, take on Gene Money and Koga, I want to say. I know him as Owada-san from Noah, but apparently he's been renamed due to being Gene Money's cousin. There's probably other factors to it, but his official Twitter handle is Koga, although I've never heard the name actually said by anyone. However, the show must go on. Of course, just to say, I have Alexis Falcon and Sunshine Machine win in those last two matches. I've got to keep up with my predictions and preview. Do a preview for a show that hasn't even been announced. And also on the card, let's put a David vs Goliath kind of match out there. Leo Rush, Greg's biggest non-sponsored athlete, taking on Charlie Sterling, worth every pound, which I absolutely love. Charlie Sterling's rebrand. I was out of the loop a little bit with my Charlie Sterling-esque lore, but I know that he's now changed himself to be a rich snob that's worth every pound, which is very good because he's a very good pound-for-pound athlete. But Leo Rush, over here until January, so why not chuck him in one last time? It's an interesting moment could be created. And of course, two very good wrestlers who are both decently... Well, Charlie Sterling's been on a losing streak of sorts, in the fact that he lost to Doris, he lost to Miller, but Rush has been picking up a few wins. He also lost to Doris, so can be the losers to Doris contest. I don't know. Finally, in our first half main event, the Will Cruz Big Boy Progress Atlas Championship Scramble. All the meaty men looking for the gold. In this match, I would have Will Cruz enter the ring and say, anybody who wants a shot at the Atlas Championship and is a big beefy boy, come on out here. We'd start with Bullet, who I don't think we've seen much of in a Progress ring recently, but he's a big man and he is very cool, and in TNT he does the heavyweight open challenge on their Ignition brand, and TNT of course are sort of partnered with Progress, even though the characters, like Tate Mayfair's is a face in Progress, heel in TNT, so it's all a bit interesting. But they're kind of partnered. So I'd have Bullet come out to the ring. Mickey Barnes, he doesn't get enough love. I'd love to see him, getting the call up to the Electric Ballroom. Jay Joshua, I know he just lost to Will Cruz, but if we're talking about big men in wrestling, Jay Joshua has to be at the top of the conversation. Although he'll be Rev Pro Undisputed British Heavyweight Champion by this point, hopefully. So I don't know if he'd want to be in the match, because of course losing a match so soon after winning the Undisputed British Heavyweight Championship could be a bit of a sour end to the year. I'd probably just pack it in for the year after winning the Undisputed British Heavyweight Championship. If he does, we're hoping. And finally, in the Big Man Scramble, the Big Boy Progress Atlas Championship Scramble, hosted by Will Cruz, I would have a man who, if you're talking about size, you cannot forget Nathan Black. I'd have rounding it out a five-way match. I prefer 5-man matches to 6-man matches, just purely because you can always have someone ready to be in the action. Everyone can take each other out, but with a 5-man match, I feel like it flows better. So that we're doing a 5-man scramble. Will Cruz wants it more, and Will Cruz will win this one, in my opinion, and retain the Atlas Championship. We kick the second half off with Jerry Bakewell having a bit of a chat, with the crowd, and out comes Josh Holley. Now, Josh Holley has been a staple of, I'd say, my enjoyment of British wrestling in the London scene. I don't go up there much, but every time I've seen the Modern Classic Josh Holley, it has been entertaining. And I believe at the last show, Spike Trevay returned to beat up Josh Holley. However, this time, we're going to give Jerry Bakewell the honour. So, Josh Holley's going to come out to the ring, and he's going to start mouthing off with Jerry Bakewell. Jerry Bakewell is then going to beat the shit out of him. I don't care. I don't know if it'll be a match, but I'd just really like to see Jerry Bakewell. He was physically involved last year when he fought for the Progress Tag Team Championships alongside Simon Miller. But this year, I want to see him. I don't care if it's replaying the hits. I want to see him beat Josh Holley up, because it'll be funny. And purely just because it'll be funny. And then it's time for a title match. Another one. As Rain Leverkusen takes on L.A. Taylor. We haven't seen L.A. Taylor in a while. But what better way to reintroduce her than a title match? I love L.A. Taylor. She's a great wrestler. And I don't know why we haven't seen her in a while. But I remember her being part of the Experience with Lana Austin and tagging with Sky Smithson more recently, I believe, in TNT. So it's just strange that she hasn't come down to the ballroom. I and I think her and Rain could make a banger. And then I'm leaving the card quite short. Maybe the Will Cruz Big Boy Classic has to be in the... Maybe we need to rejig some of the matches. But the main event, here's what I want to see. Okay. Man Like Doris comes out. You're thinking, oh, it's a title match. All celebrations. However, Leon Slater also comes out. Okay, so we've got the party atmosphere going. Now you're thinking, perhaps it's boisterous behaviour. Then Cara Noir comes out. Okay, and obviously this would be ongoing storylines. But I think I could make it work. Because he is then also joined by Spike Trivet. And now the match, I don't want the match, I don't want the following tag team contest, the following 4-way match to be announced until the very second all 4 men are in the ring, all 4 different corners, and we announce that it is a tag team match. I know it's not ideal to not have Doris defending the title, but I just think Cara Noir and Spike Trivet united by a common goal after... Of course, I am a massive, massive fan of Cara Noir. I'd love to see him. I'd love to see the feud continue. And I don't know if I want it to be a 4-way match, because that was the main event last year. But I could just see something happening with boisterous behaviour, the Cara Noir and Spike Trivet. I just have a feeling, because Cara Noir's feuding with Man Like Doris. I don't know if Spike Trivet's a heel or a face at the moment, because of course he did beat up Josh Holly, but he does also look like the evil Spike Trivet with the Plague Doctor's mask that he has on. So I couldn't tell you which way it'll go, but I am pretty confident that those 4 men will be involved in the main event. Whether we do a Tornado tag team match and we do a little bit of a can they coexist with Cara Noir and Spike Trivet, which isn't everyone's cup of tea, but it is mine, because I think having callbacks where Spike Trivet's hitting Cara's moves in front of Cara this time, and with Cara, a double Madam Guillotine with Cara involved, instead of mocking Cara Noir for not being able to wrestle with Cara Noir when he was mocking Tom Dawkins. I just think it'd be a lot of fun. And what better way to end the year out than recapping a little callback to my favourite feud. It'd just be a lot of fun. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope we've all had a blast. I certainly have, because I love fantasy booking. If you want to see me predict more cards that haven't had many matches announced, or haven't had any matches announced, drop them in the comments down below. But until next time, I'll see you then.